Hello love and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be part of the period health series and I thought I would take you through what I would take my clients through in a period one-on-one session. So in your Find Your Fem Flow. So I'm going to be taking myself through my hormone questionnaire because often our period problems are a result of a hormone imbalance it could be high cortisol, high estrogen, low progesterone. Commonly we don't have high progesterone, it's typically low progesterone and other things. So I'm going to be taking myself through this and I'm going to be speaking about what my hormone imbalances are, what my issues are and what I'm currently feeling. If you saw my first period vlog or the one before, you would see that I typically suffer from period pain, cramps, not like heavy periods, but it's just mainly the period pain and the cramping. So lately my period has been pretty good. The only thing I have been getting are cramps, but in the past I've definitely had really bad periods to the point where I've been throwing up, could not move, had to take Panadol and everything like that. There have been some pretty bad cases of period pain. So I just thought it would be kind of cool to show you the behind the scenes of what I would do in a session, what I do to help my clients through their period issues and period problems and helping them to get their period perfect. So I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to walk you through it and I'm going to share with you some tips on what my hormone imbalances are, and then from there what I can start to do. So if you would have seen in my period vlog, I'm already sharing some tips that I'm starting to do, but this is going to be a bit more of an insight, so I hope you are excited to get into it. So when I take you guys through a session, or when I take someone through a session, I give them a questionnaire beforehand. So in the session we are ready to go and I can give you all the tips to heal your period problems. So the first part of the hormone questionnaire, I've sectioned them off into different categories of what your period problems could be and what the root cause of it is. So the first one is high cortisol. Okay, I might just speed through it. High cortisol, and you need to just select all that apply. So a feeling that you're constantly racing from one task to the next, no. Feeling wired yet tired, a struggle coming down before bed, or a second wind that keeps you up late, sort of, but haven't been lately. So typically I would, if that was the root cause, so if high cortisol was that thing, it would be 5 or more in that section. So if you tick, if I ticked 5 or more, then it'll be oh hey, you've got high cortisol. So the next one is low cortisol, fatigue or burnout, loss of stamina, particularly in the afternoon, atypical addiction to a negative point of view. And might I add that a couple of years back when I was experiencing the period problems in its full force, I would have said I was high cortisol nearing low cortisol or to low cortisol, because there were points in uni, and this would never happen to me, where I would be in class and I would just feel myself nodding off. And that would just be not something that I would typically do. And there are a lot of symptoms that now in learning about all this and knowing all this and understanding it, I look back and think, oh my goodness, all of those little symptoms that I thought were kind of nothing, or because I was training a lot or whatever, but it was actually because I had high cortisol nearing low cortisol, which is crazy. Easily a thyroid problem that's been treated, you feel better and suddenly you feel palpitations or have rapid irregular heartbeats. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's a couple of years back, which is a thyroid condition. So it really makes sense to all of these symptoms a couple of years back and what I was feeling. So very interesting. All right, next one is low progesterone, agitation or PMS. I would say sometimes painful, cyclical headaches, particularly menstrual or hormonal migraines, painful and or swollen breasts, irregular menstrual cycles or cycles becoming more frequent, heavy or painful periods. Painful periods, I will say I am still getting. Painful, you can't function without Panadol, or I cannot pronounce this word, ibuprofen. You know what it is. You can't function without it. Bloating, particularly in the ankles or belly, and or fluid retention. In other words, you gain like 1 to 3 kilos or 35 pounds before your period. All right, next one, excess estrogen. Bloating, puffiness or water retention, abnormal pap smears, heavy bleeding or postmenopausal bleeding, rapid weight gain, mood swings, PMS, depression, or just irritability. Sometimes weepiness, sometimes, or removal. So that was actually my most. I got 4 in that category. I got 4 in excess estrogen. So low estrogen, poor memory. You walk into a room, do something, and then wonder what it was. I've been having some times of that, but also we have human moments too. So just keep in mind, is it happening a lot or is it happening once in a blue moon? Okay. Excess androgens. So excess hair on your face, chest, or arms. I would say I get, this is, it's actually not because we're doing a period vlog, so you're gonna get the TMI. But like I get black hairs growing out sometimes, like just like 5, I would say, like here on my neck or underneath my my chin. So I would say like that would be it. Acne, not particularly, like my skin's actually been pretty good, but there are some bouts where I'm like, I get it. So I would tick that sometimes just because it's like not common, I would say. Greasy skin or no hair. My hair has been so greasy, so oily lately, so I'm assuming it is because excess androgens. Thinning head hair. I do have thin hair, so I'm going to tick that. Okay, so pretty okay, but like excess estrogen, I have 4 in this category. So it is 5 or more, but I am going to keep a close eye on it and pretty much do what the tips are for that. So if that makes sense. Okay, the last one is low thyroid. So hair loss, including of the outer third of your eyebrows and or eyelashes, dry skin, dry straw-like hair that tangles easily, that is mine. Thin, brittle fingernails have been a little bit like just easily like chipping. Fluid retention or swollen ankles. An additional few pounds or 20 that you just can't lose. High cholesterol, tingling in your hands or feet. I have actually been getting that. That's interesting. Cold hands and feet. I always have cold hands and feet, like that's the coldest part of my body. Fatigue, particularly in the morning, sometimes like it feels like it takes me a while to wake up. Slow brain, slow thoughts. Low sex drive, you're not sure why. Actually, there was about like a couple of weeks ago where I was like not really feeling it. Okay, guys, the results are in. So high cortisol, I only tick 3 in, but we can still look at that. Remember, it is 5 or more in each category. Low cortisol, did not tick anything there. Fantastic. Low progesterone, 2. So like agitation, PMS, painful periods I have been getting. So definitely want to look at that, but not the root cause. Excess estrogen, I got 4 in that. We need 5 or more, but I'm still definitely going to be looking into that. Low estrogen, only got 1. Excess androgens, got 4. Going to be looking into this. Low thyroid. It's with my thyroid. So I said dry straw-like hair that tangles easily, thin, brittle fingernails, tingling in your hands and feet. I've been getting like tingling sensations in my toes, cold hands and feet. Yes. Fatigue. Lately, I've just been feeling like it's harder to wake up. Slow brain, slow thoughts, difficulties concentrating. Like sometimes yes, sometimes it's pretty good. Low sex drive, a couple of weeks ago, was like low libido, really not feeling it, not in the mood. Heavy periods or other menstrual problems, yes. So I actually got 6 in this. So we know that is the cause, like my thyroid is the cause of my period problem. So really gonna heal this, gonna go on the inside, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips now on some things I'm gonna be doing for all of this. Okay, I'm actually so glad I did this because this actually paints a picture to what I'm feeling, what the root cause is, and what I can do. So understanding like all of my symptoms really is a result of my low thyroid and thyroid issue is and can be empowering. Like while I'm a little bit upset because it's like I've been trying to really manage my thyroid for the past few years and I thought I was like definitely on track. it helps me to really paint a picture of this is where I'm at now and this is what I need to work on. So low thyroid is actually a thing because high stress situations can lower your thyroid levels and lower your thyroid hormone, because it makes sense. More stress, more cortisol, more energy going into like that stress can result in lessening your thyroid, and that can also suppress ovulation. I actually want to do a whole video about this, or there are honestly so many things I want to talk to you guys about, because like our bodies and our hormones are so interconnected and so like complex, but also quite simple, but we don't know about it. So I really want to educate and empower you to understand all this, understand your period problems and period issues and hormones, so you can lead a life where it's like, fuck, like this just becomes second nature. You know what I mean? So for that, I'm actually going to, so looking at thyroid, just some simple tips, because I want to do a video all about it all. And I think a video about each of the categories and like what you can do. So with that, what I'm going to look at is gut health. I've got the gut right. I just need to start taking it. So you guys would have seen in the last video all about that. So gut right, because you need to improve your gut health for your thyroid, because it's all connected. It really is all connected. Looking at stress, what's causing me stress at the moment, and really getting to the root cause of that, because it's like, yeah, okay, stress, but what if your stress is coming from work? What if stress is coming from family? Can you heal the root? Maybe not, but how can you manage it? Or like really getting to it, like completing the trauma cycle, doing some healing work around it, and really being able to manage your stress and coming at it from like a calm nervous system and calm mind, body, and soul. I hope this was a pretty cool introduction video into understanding what I can do for you as a period coach, and how you can really look at your period from a holistic scale and start to heal the root. I know that this wasn't like tips around it, but it gives you an insight into, holy shit, like this is what like my symptoms can mean, and it's not just like a normal thing that I'm gonna go through for the rest of my life. Like this is your health, right? Because with low thyroid, it suppresses ovulation. So one day down the track, when I want to have kids and I want to start a family, like this can result in maybe fertility issues. So I want to nip this in the bud now, so that when I want to start having a family, it's not going to be hard for me. It can be really easy, and it can be a beautiful thing, and not worry about fertility issues in the back of my mind, because I know that can be so heartbreaking. Like I've seen so many stories and videos online, and I'm sure from family members too, of like fertility issues. So I really don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me and Brad. So I just want to be able to heal from the root and go from there. So it just really paints a picture on what can be the root cause, and how can you can lead a holistic, like healthy life, and allow this to become second nature, and not just, oh fuck, like I'm riddled with this. Do you know what I mean? So I hope this was informative, not educative. Yeah, informative. You learned a little bit, and if you need any help, if you need any one-on-one support, please reach out to me. I'll have the link below for you'll find your Fem Flow, Mind Your Fem Flow session, and we can go from there. Have a lovely week, guys. Sending you all the love. I hope that your period is good and your health is good and everything, but please reach out to me if you have any questions. DM me on Instagram. My inbox is always open, and I will see you soon. Bye.